There are a ton of different ways to generate income selling a service. And when I say service, I mean a lot of different things. This could be songwriting for other artists, session singing, engineering, producing, writing for films or composers, playing for hire, doing voiceover, singing in groups, tour sponsors, teaching music, renting your studio, and affiliates. So that's a whole bunch of stuff. There are a ton of different websites that can support you in providing services. There are places like needajingle.com where you can compose music and bid against other musicians. There's so many different ways that you can provide your services. The thing is that the people that are going to buy your services are different than the people that are going to buy your products and experiences, right? So if you are primarily a composer or an engineer or a record producer, you want to make sure that your website, the homepage, is catering to the person that's going to potentially hire you and the person that you want to hire you. If you're a composer and you love writing for commercials, but you have done all these great films and video games in the past, make sure that your reel is commercials. Even if you haven't done a lot of commercials, you can go online, go to Vimeo. There's a bunch of free content. You can actually ask the content owners if you can use their 30-second ad to rescore for demonstration purposes and create your own reel of music that you want to be composing. So make sure that your reel looks like a showcase of all the jobs that you would like to get. If you're a film composer or a producer, make sure that you have a reel that shows off the best samples that you can do. You don't want to be that person that says, oh, I can do everything. I can do the death metal and I can do the jazz and I can do the orchestral. Directors, especially in the advertising world and in the film world, want to know who they're hiring for their specific skill set. You may be able to do everything, that's great, but what's the one thing that you would love to do most if you had the choice? I tell new producers that I come in contact with in the advertising world that I am orchestral, piano-based, a cappella. Give me your tampon commercials and your toothbrush commercials and your home cleaning goods. I always get those kind of feminine product stuff. And that's okay. That's the niche. I like writing that kind of music. So put yourself in a little box. I know as musicians, we hate to categorize our genre and how we write, but it's really helpful for the person that's going to hire you. Again, you want them to do as little work as possible. So make sure your reel is showcasing the best work that you can do in a variety of ways. So you want to show them a little bit of breadth and depth. But don't worry too much about showing them absolutely everything that you can possibly do, because that's not what they're looking for. If you're an engineer or a record producer or someone that plays on records, a musician for hire, you can also have a video reel. You can introduce yourself. You can show them some samples of what your room looks like, what your studio looks like, how you like to work. And then also underneath, you can have playing some of the music that you've produced, some of the final products, so they can hear what they're going to get when they work with you. Again, a video asset, you may not think it's important for what you do specifically, but it will get people to engage with you and you get to show them who you are, and then it becomes personal and you develop that relationship right from that video. Songwriting for other artists is a great way to build relationships, network, and create some potential income. When you co-write with another artist, you both register the song under your publishing company. Again, this will be something we cover in the Performing Rights Organization section of this course. But you want to make sure that you get in writing before you write the song that anyone in the room you split the song evenly, unless you decide otherwise. I always come in with a sheet. It's not awkward. It shows that you're a professional, that you mean business, and you're going to take care of this so it's not a conversation you have to have later. I've had one too many songwriting sessions where later on they've changed this or that, and then we have to negotiate what the fee is, what the split is if the song ever makes money. So you want to make sure you get those contracts up front. Besides having a great video asset on your website to help promote whatever it is that you are providing, you want to make sure that you have gone through and done a lot of research in the area that you want to be working. So if you're a producer, you want to make sure that you're listed on any directory that lists producers. You have to think of, where is the next person that's going to hire me? How are they going to find me? Are they going to go to your website? When you search music producer in whatever city you're in, does your website come up on the first page of the Google search? If not, first of all, make sure that you have all of your search engine optimization keywords there. That's a website thing. Don't worry about that if that's not something you understand. You want to make sure that you are listed in all the different directories. So do a little bit of research. This is something that we'll be doing on the Money Manifesto. and get yourself listed where you need to be listed. If you're a composer, or if you have music that you've already written, you can put that into non-exclusive libraries. Pump Audio, APM, there are a bunch out there. Make sure that the deals are non-exclusive. Sometimes they change so that you can put your music in multiple libraries. And then that music is going to make money for you while you sleep. One thing as a composer that you definitely want to just be aware of is look at the contract. Is it a buyout or work for hire? This has to do with the copyright and ownership and whether or not the company that has hired you is going to pay out royalties later. If you write music for a commercial and it's a buyout, that means that the fee that they pay you that's the money you're going to get forever. If the commercial ends up on the Super Bowl, you're not going to see any money later. If it's a work for hire, you will be able to negotiate royalties, you'll get some lines on the contract, and you'll be able to be paid long-term for the work that you do up front, which may mean that the fee up front might be lower, but it could work in your favor. So make sure that you're clear on how that money is going to work, and if it is something that you can get paid for later, that it's being registered in the proper places. So talk to the person who's hiring you and making sure that if there are possibilities for royalties, that they have done all the work they need to do in order to make sure that you get paid later.